0.04 rating. Both of them were solid, but I do wonder how much of that was just Ents not really showing up as well. That being said, though, that's in the past. In the here and now, forZe will be starting on the T side of their pick of Inferno. And if we're being completely honest here, Blair, in the past, this was a safe haven. This was a bastion of hope for Big. They are so accomplished on this map. And Keto with his USP rattles a couple skulls.
Well, that's the way to start things off. Aggression towards apartments, and forZe not expecting that, not having anyone towards alt mid, and they're immediately going to be pivoting back towards the B bomb site, where Tizian smartly making contact, but falling back towards graveyards and waiting for backup to arrive. Now, smoke has been deployed. It's a nice gush onto his head, down to 9 HP, but the kill not quite confirmed. But here's a problem for the T's, Vince. All the CTs, they have arrived.
They most certainly have. Downside, though, with the post plant, is there is no kit in play, but Kenzie is going to keep the dream alive. Headshot passed and delivered. Zorti now. The Star Orb has to try and make it work with a Glock, and he's put that sidearm to use. 3 quick-fire frags. Suddenly down to just Gade. And Zorti with a chance to pull out the miracle play. Glock is rattling another head, and Zorti clutches out.
A 1 versus 4 to start off the game. All right then, Zorti. He was so quiet yesterday, Vince. He was so quiet yesterday compared to the rest of his teammates, but today he has indeed arrived with a bang. The Glock tapping away, perfectly played. Gate knew exactly where he was, but dancing around the pillar, the dance macabre of Zorti. It comes out on top of 4K for him, an AK-47 purchased. Kenzie as well with an AK-3 MAC-10s for the side of Big Dog. They have gone for the force of their own. Deagles all around. Actually, a couple of Deagles. And a scout in the hands of Searson, one of the best scouters in the business. But Zorti will get his 5th kill off the game.
Well, that will certainly throw Big out of whack. The favorite. Many people think that forZe are the underdogs. When you have players like Zorti pulling out those kind of miracles, anything possible. Tizian, though, with his own Desert Eagle, gonna try and put down some bullets onto Apps. Well-placed, well-timed flashbang. Ford Shalfie, the luxury of the MAC-10 frag, and now they can spill out onto the site via the pit. Secondary kill comes in, and just the case of putting the bullets into the opposition, securing the site, getting the plant, and getting the 2-0.
Some question marks were raised by everyone, Desk and myself included, looking at the Inferno pick coming in. But that's been a problem for forZe, right? They've always gone for this ancient pick, and that seems to be the only comfortable map they've had. And as Jerry said, right, it's our map pick, but we really do have a lot of problems on it. So the decision was kind of made for them by Big, considering Ancient is a permaban, so getting taken out of the equation. You're left wondering what are they going to be going in for. We all thought it could maybe have been a Mirage coming out, right? It's a map they play quite often. It's a map that Big are kind of like 50-50 on. They can play it, but they're not exactly super comfortable on it. They could have also gone for maybe Overpass, where Big haven't played that map too much. They could have even gone for the Nuke pick. And we know Nuke is the decider, but forZe taking out ends yesterday, they managed to make it look so very good. They were looking fantastic on the defending side as well. So going for Inferno, where it almost feels like a punish pick because of the lackluster results from Big on it. But then again, forZe haven't really done much either on the map of Inferno. So getting off to such a good start definitely paints a pretty picture for the CIS side. And here we go. It's going to be just USPs, just a Deeg and a saved P250 there in the hands of Tabson. And a bit of a stack coming in towards long.
And it's quite interesting as well that Big's recent performances on Inferno have been dwindling and not particularly good, because you go back to the God B era of Big, and honestly, Inferno was just a safe haven. It was a fortress. They got so many victories on this map. Tabson was obviously part of the team back then. Things have changed. Things have started to fade away in that respect. So maybe a chance at a bit of old glory to pick up for Big. In terms of this round, though, not likely to happen. Tizian with his Deagle will be peering down middle and hoping that maybe a couple pixels of a head present itself to him. He will continue to push down mid, and no one's actually watching this right now. He can pincer in the back, and with a secondary frag onto Jerry, this is ripe for the taking. The bomb's been spilled down as well, and Tizian doesn't even have to re-peek. He could just stay alive.
He's not aware of the other two members, though. The bomb spotted. Big grouped up towards B. They're going to be looking to retrieve it, but Tizian's going to be caught off guard here. There's no way he's expecting Kenzie's position. Kenzie hears the footsteps, and that is going to be it for Tizian, and that's going to allow them a free entry back towards A, but they're taking a sweet time. Kenzie, what's he going to do? He's going to try and sell the fake towards A while the remaining members hit towards B. Looks like it. No, never mind. The bomb is falling back, and Kenzie duking it out long range with a USP, and that's a perfect play from Norway, being so very patient and taps and not checking the angle, and somehow the man advantage has been neutralized, and Kenzie should have a very comfortable time picking up the remaining pieces. Vito on the hunt. Will find the kill. Bomb gets planted with 7 seconds remaining. That got very, very close indeed for forZe, but they get the bomb down, Vince, and they have the round confirmed. I don't expect to see Keto going for this retake, considering he's so far away, and even with the AK, no armor, no utility, and no kit.
Precisely, it's going to be a save. Well played by forZe, honestly. They played a couple of mind games that secured them that round. It was looking very sketchy for a few moments with that audacious play down middle from Tizian. Will be a 3-0 lead, but Big saving the AK in the hands of Keto definitely affords them the luxury of bolstering up that buy, and their first rifle round coming into place here. And will have an AWP if he so chooses, which you assume he will, as it is such a linchpin position and weapon here on Inferno CT side. And now the test begins. Additionally, with forZe losing a couple players, they can just transition into a quickfire 5 AK setup, but both teams are ready to do battle.
Here we go. Rifles out. Look at the money for forZe. Sure, they lost a couple of players there, but they were able to at least save 2 AKs out of 3, so they're going to be still in a very comfortable place money-wise. No immediate danger for having to go for a eco or just pistols, even if they do lose this round. And for Big, here's a great opportunity here. The AK, the hands of Keto, very, very capable. That's a problem with Big, though. It's just the unreliability of all the players they have here. We know how good Gate can be. We know how good Susan can be with the AWP, and all these players, Keto especially as well. But the fact that sometimes they just don't seem to wake up is problematic. Susan finds one, but now he's been pincered in towards the A bomb side. Keto's there to help him out as well. Susan scoped in towards short. There is still the possibility of the lure coming in, or rather the flank coming in from Shalfie. Flashbang's good. Keto finds Shalfie though, and now they come charging on in. Jerry finds Keto. Susan trapped in the corner like a rat, and Jerry with a triple kill out of nowhere, and taps and left low now in a 1v3.
That grenade has damage written all over it, and Jerry, who was low, has now been pierced for the last time in the round. Tapson keeping this round alive just by a glimmer of hope with that kit, but he gets spammed up through the smoke. And forZe off to a cracking 4-0 lead. And, you know, honestly, from that round, Blair, I'm a bit concerned for Big because that seems so sloppy. Like, they were on different pages from different scripts. No one was really playing together. They were just getting isolated one by one, fragged out. It looked so easy. And Jerry just waltzes through for a 3K. It couldn't have been more straightforward for the T side there.
The fact that they just got completely swarmed, right? Just like surrounded. And again, credit to Jerry though. Those shots are not easy to hit. Especially the final one. Great headshot. Just completely dismantling the hold. So, there is an AWP in play. Searson, bit of a quiet start for the man. He's going to be the sole defender, sole bastion for the CTs on this B bomb site. Shalfie, in the meantime, going to be poking and prodding towards top of mid. But the moment he gets taken down, the gate just looks away. He's going to gather the information. It's going to be like at least 2 or 3 players over here towards top of brackets. Just Searson alone on the B bomb side. And even though he might have the AWP, they can definitely take him down. Shalfie finds one. He's playing this one safe. He's doing a great job alongside Kenzie, preventing the CDs from pushing and gathering information. Kenzie walking out dry. Tizian's not going to face though. Spots out a player. 5-7 at that range. Deals a bit of damage, but not quite able to get the kill. Now, this is the time for Gay to do something. I'm not too sure about that from Shalfie. I'm not too sure why he's gone and done that. That's a free gifted AK-47, and bear in mind, these CTs do have armor to work with, and they also have the AWP in the hands of Susan, who's now gone all the way back towards A. So it's going to come down to Keto and his Desert Eagle.
That's questionable, isn't it? But will they be forced to look at that mistake? Perhaps not. Norvi is going to give them a lifeline. A brief reprieve. Tizian, CT side of the smoke. Can't really deny the bomb plant just yet. Tries to spray through and nearly takes down Norvi. No denial, though. The ordnance has been put into position. And now CSGO joined alongside Tizian will be trying to close the gap. Although they don't have any kits, they're up here quickly. If they can get these kills in the next few moments, it's going to be fine. Kenzie, who was Molotov'd out of positions, now been fragged down from CSGO, and it's looking good for Big. One of the worst buys they've had. Could prove to be costly, but Norvi is putting it down. He's got a Glock, burst fire in, and although he doesn't get the kill, has he bought up enough time to deny the defusal? I don't think so. CSGO has this in the back.
Yeah, he's got it. But that was so well done by Norway to keep it competitive. But Shelfie, we've been praising you all this while. I'm not too sure why you went for that. You would have heard the 5-7, and like you're doing him a favor, pushing in through the smoke, closing the distance, and making that 5-7 even more deadly than it would have been at range. Great flick by Norway to find Tizian, but Thurston, a very safe pair of hands in that final 1v1. And Big, they get in an unlikely way, rather. They get the first round, and what is this? 4-man play early towards the top of Banana.
Need to lock it down here, though, Big. This could be curtains, should they lose and be on the receiving end of a battering again. forZe breathing down the next. Jerry through the smoke as punctured Tabsent. I believe that was up on the top of Banana. Indeed it was. And Gade witnessed that firsthand. Leaves him in an awkward position. And Big may not get the opportunity to over-rotate because it seems like forZe want to go in for a fast play here, Blair.
Love it. The fact they haven't rotated. Perfectly timed shot from Sturson. Finds Kenzie. And a hit is going to be coming on in. Tizian holding the line. He's been spotted. And here comes backup as well. Tizian has a lot of work to do, but Zorte finds him. They're aware of the AWP nearby, and that is going to be Sturson found out. And Keto, he's going to strike from the pit. He finds one. He knows where the bomb's getting planted, but the box, rather, is going to provide some cover for Jerry. Keto, right now, the game is to stay alive for as long as possible and await for the cavalry to arrive in the form of Gade.
Gade's going to need to open up. Going to need to start fragging out. There's one. Again, lack of kit, though, could be a problem. Jerry splatters Gade. 6 frags to his name already. 3 in this round. Won't be required to land a 4th because Shalvi is there to lend his IGL a helping hand. And just like that, Big get reset again. Now, CSM with 8.2k could maybe drop a few pistols, maybe even a couple of rifles. But my God, Jerry, have some chill. The guy is just balling right now.
So unreasonable from Jerry. So unreasonable. Oh man, oh man, oh man. The 6 kills he's had come from 2 rounds with 3Ks apiece. Just impact frags all over this game here. Sturson came in today with 105 kills, 87 from the snipers. He is one of the most specialized players we have in Counter-Strike Global Offensive. Just the fact that I think it's a wild stat, Vince, where he's got more kills with the I think the SMGs and pistols and with the AWP and the Scout than he has with any rifle, or something ludicrous. Kind of mental if you think about it.
Oh yeah, no, and he's one of those players where you'll sometimes see scouts picked up on players that don't normally snipe on maps like Dust 2, and obviously before Train, rest in peace, before that got removed. But Jason's the kind of guy that will use the Scout all the time. If he can't afford an AWP, he'll be using the Scout. It'll be, you know, downgraded to a pistol. He is very much a specialist player, and it's kind of cool to see because it feels like a far cry from how Counter-Strike used to be, where you'd have a lot of specialist AWPers that would pretty much only ever use that gun or the Scout. It's definitely went more towards these hybrid AWPers now that can also rifle. In the meanwhile, though, forZe have been making up a lot of ground on Banana.
Pressure on both extremities of the map, and they're going to be going for the contact play, and this is something Big might not be expecting. Gate, yep, there we go. Caught off guard, and Jerry, he's going to add a couple more to the tally. And Kenzie keeping the remaining CDs at base. Snuck on in through the smoke. Sturson should find him, though. Yep, there we go. He will be found, but Shelfie is there to pick up the pieces. Keto duking it out, and now they know exactly where Sturson is, and this is problematic. He's not even, I mean, it's impossible for him to go for the retake. He does find Jerry, but they're indeed going to try and hunt him down. Take away this AWP from his hands. Make it a little bit more expensive for Big. Buy's going to be coming in nonetheless for the German side. But with the hunt on, can he survive?
He's making this costly as well, and the money on a couple of these forZe players isn't exactly fantastic itself. There'll be another buy coming in for the CTs, as you just touched on. This is just a nice, juicy bonus if you can pull it off. Nice no-scope. Made it personal against Zorti in the library. Will be silencing him. And retains possession of the AWP. So that's a big boost. They could even go for a dual AWP setup if they wanted to. Meanwhile, forZe will get another buy, but you can see that it's having a bit of an impact on both Jerry and Norvi. That being said, though, Blair, the overall picture is still a 6-1 lead to forZe on their T side.
Oh, this is a gargantuan lead. The fact that I mean, everyone was questioning the map pick, but the way they've been able to win these rounds, apart from the round against the Pistols, where it was a bit of a mistake, you know, Shelby pushing in through the smoke and gifting an AK-47, and just getting, I wouldn't say eco, because there was still a gun in play there, but apart from that round win from Big, the majority of the round, I mean, almost every other round, forZe have been 1 or 2 steps ahead. I think the only closest round we had was the first round of Pistols, right, where we had Zote with the 1v4 with the Glock. Apart from that, they have been just dissecting this defense from Big, and you can see how Big aren't super comfortable on this map. Tito from the hay bales, great flashbangs from his teammates. He needs to find more. He gets the dink, not quite the kill, but taps in there to pick up the pieces. Now it's Zote, 1 versus 3. He finds one. He's got the bomb. The 2 CTs very close by. What's Zote going to do here? He's going to take his time, and that's going to allow both the CTs to close in on his position, and that is problematic.
Huh. That's an interesting choice for me, because I feel like he could have forced the plant down, and when you consider their economy, that guarantees them something to go forward with. But this is just confidence, I think. You're just witnessing confidence in the flow of Counter-Strike, where it's like, no, I'm not going to force anything. I'm going to play this on my time. I have full confidence in my ability to clutch this one out. I'm not going to rush anything. But as you completely correctly nailed, Blair, Big's positions now, they've locked it down. They know he's not able to retreat across to the B side of the map. They're in great post-plant positions, or just to swap the plant in the first place. So he's kind of maybe overthought this. He's going to get distracted by the player over on Arches, which is Gade, and CSN finishes him off. But I am a little bit perplexed as to why he didn't force the plant down.
100% agree with you. I do wonder what was running through his mind there. He could have easily got the bomb down, and sure, it would have still been close because the CT was close by, but you would have known Big, they couldn't afford to run up to the side, give away the footsteps, right? So they had to walk in. He would have had a few more seconds to get himself into a more comfortable position, right? Maybe jump into pit, maybe walk back towards short, try and isolate the fights and take his 1v1s. We know how good he can be individually. So yeah, a bit of a curious decision, and because of that, they have been forced to go for a very, very light buy. Indeed, it's a Tech 9s and a couple of Deagles. Quite a lot of utility, though. But for Big, this is the golden opportunity to try and mount this little bit of a comeback, trailing by 4 rounds. CD side of Inferno, not a great spot to be in. And despite the fact that, you know, they are the big favorites, and they, of course, have, I do believe, Dust 2 and Nuke coming up later on, and they would want to take this 2-0. And that's what Paladin and Allen said as well. They expect this to be an easy 2-0 for Big. Clearly, they don't know anything, Vince. They don't even know that Jaguar is cheetah. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to be a rat here. I was completely on board with what they were saying. I thought this would be a 2-0 as well.
No, I agree. I'm kidding. I agree with them. I'm kidding.
And it still might be, to be fair. Like, it's been a rough start, but you're looking at forZe, as you completely nailed it. They've gone in for a force buy. They lose this. Big could get back to a 4-6 scoreline. Like, this isn't done just yet. Far from it. That's a lot of maybes, ifs, and buts, though. He's starting to cross the finish line. 30 seconds left. Keto with the first, as he has snuck around the back of forZe, making this feel very claustrophobic, and has now closed the casket on the bomb carrier. Bomb spilled out. Norvi will get more of a constellation kill than anything else. And it's only an MP9 that trades hands. The one expendable player has been collected. And down into a position with forZe as well, where if these two players don't die before time, then they're in a weird, unequal balance of economy. Like, Shalvi's got a Deagle and an MP9, so at least they can share the wealth in that respect, and Kevlar as well, but kind of like in an awkward position now.
Yeah, this is a bit rough for Shelby. He can maybe drop the... I guess he's going to drop Deagle to one of his teammates, and he's going to wield the MP9. So try and make it, or maybe Kenzie's going to purchase up a little bit, which is fair. You know, a little bit of investment, a Molotov, the Kevlar head armor for Kenzie, a couple of flashbangs. Shelfie's still going to be low on money the next round, but we'll have enough to eke out a decent buy later on. The nade's going to sail in, and Norway is going to bid us very early on. Tapson needs to be careful, though, as Kenzie finds him, and he needs to be traded immediately, which he will, but not before he still manages to get a dink onto Gade, down to 52 HP. So, a kill already here on for the force side. And grouping up here, they need to go for the play, and they're walking on in. Nice flashbang, forcing back Tizian, but Gade has repositioned himself, and this should be an easy mop. Up. There we go. There we go. Couple of kills. They're going to be happy with that, considering what they had, Vince. Taking away 2 guns. A win if you're forZe. But now the buy is going to be coming on in, and unfortunately for Shelfie, it's kind of rough.
Yeah, maybe like a Mac 10.
Yeah,
could afford a Mac 10 perhaps. So he decides to go for Deagle. He wants to prioritize utility. Fair enough. Can't fault him on that one. The Deagle, of course, is still solid, but yeah, it does put them in a bit of an awkward position. As you say, though, I mean, getting a couple kills from that last round, it does keep the economy a little bit more honest, but because of how big they've been traversing through these last few pretty comfortably, they've built up a decent funds for themselves, and they're taking but out of control. Love this. That grenade's got damage written all over it, but doesn't do as much as I was expecting. They quickly reacted and ran away. Otherwise, that would have been a tactical nuke dropping on the T-ramp.
Very fortunate to get away with the minuscule amount of damage being dealt. Now Tapson, he is the sole defender right now. But as I say that, Surson has just tagged each other out. So Surson with the op towards Banana is going to be playing next to the car. We still call it car, even though there's no longer a car. Because Counter-Strike fans are very reluctant to change, Vince. Zorte, though, oh, great nade again. The amount of utility damage Big has been dealing out has been great thus far, despite the fact that they are still trailing by a couple of rounds. You can see everyone being grouped up. They want to go for this arch wrap around. There'll be 48 seconds on the clock. They may be having second thoughts about it. They have a lot of utility still to use. 3 smokes, a couple of flashes. But if they're not able to find Surson early on, they might be forced to go back towards A. But 1 flash is all they need. Surson falling back to a safer angle. And if he finds one, it could be big. Gade and Surson. Surson finding the wallbang under Zorte. Now the 4v3 as it continues to be pressured.
Yeah, this is where all that utility damage that's done so much work could catch up with forZe. Another nice frag for CSGO. They've been so slow, though. They've just been stalled and stymied away from this B site. Shelfie up on the boxes to try and force the plant down, but Keto denies that, and Kenzie was hoping for the long con, and instead he'll splatter the brains of Tizian, but he will not stop where this round is coming down. Big get their 5th, another 2 casualties, but forZe again with a player that survives after time on low economy. Does have the AK though, and this is the problem as well. You absolutely smashed it there, Blair. You were talking about the utility damage and how long they were forcing forZe on the back foot. I think that one of the issues that Big have is there's a lot of brains on this team, but sometimes they lack the brawn to go alongside it. That's where they need players like CSGO and Tabson as well to have big moments. But in that round, you just see how much it constricted forZe. Like, they didn't really get any map control, and when they did, they were just getting shrapnel in their teeth. Ooh. Oh my god, that pick from CSGO after the run boost is glorious.
Even the wall bang he landed the previous round, just he read a trajectory of the nade and he did all that math in his head, all the trigonometry and everything. I'm very bad at math, Vince, but he did all the calculations, immediately landed the wall bang. Surson coming alive is worrisome if you're forZe. So despite being 6 up early on, 6-2 or something if I'm not mistaken, slowly but surely, Big, they have crawled their way back. Nice double peek as well. Not allowing any opportunities. Keto, however, gets a little too adventurous. And Zorte decapitate him, doing his best guillotine impression, but he is being hunted down. You can see the banana push taking place, and I'm sure that Tabson is going to hear him the moment he drops down straight to his death. 6-all. Scores are tied. And with forZe, they got the money for the buy. Zorte even has enough money for the AWP if he wants to go for it. But it feels like Big have at least temporarily solved the equation as to how to stymie these plays from forZe. And even the utility usage they've been doing towards Banana has been fantastic. So forZe How did they adapt? How did they switch things up? That's the big question.
Yeah, and I was almost expecting and anticipating that Zorti may have gone for an AK, because one way of dealing with all of this utility is to just press forward, just get really aggressive in the face. Grenades again whittling away Jerry. Bait and switch setup is put into position, but CSN kind of gave that one away, shot preemptively. So that will allow Kenzie the luxury of scampering away and keeping himself alive. So this time the utility hasn't done anywhere near as much, and forZe are picking up the pace, already getting through onto arches. There's the 3-player stack here. Big have read the script. They know exactly what's coming up, and they instantly thwart that push.
I love this. They see the smoke, or maybe they heard a smoke, which was used for archway, for quads, and immediately 3 players all the way towards arch. And again, the repositioning. There is another player that is taps and waiting towards CD spawn as well, but now only 2 players on the B side. Jerry waiting in the smoke. Are they going to go for the contact play? That's the question. Molotov's going to be deployed. Flash is going to rain Gade. He needs to find one, which he will, and it's a great transfer from Gade to find 2. Susan as well, not able to quite land a flick though, and Gade needs to stay alive. He needs to hold on for as long as possible, tucked into the corner. The bullets whizzing past him, and then finally he will run out of the smoke, expecting Xiao to be duped, Norby rather, to be alone, but there was Zorti lying in wait. Nate lobbed in, is going to deal quite a bit of damage, and he will fall. And now it's all on Zorti, off in his hands in a 1v3.
Smoke is cleared, gets the freebie, no counteractive frag, and Zorti could do this. He's been winged though. He had his chance. He got the re-peek onto CT and missed the secondary shot, and we won't have the heroics of the pistol round where he picked up that glorious 1 versus 4. Big take the lead. They've been behind pretty much the entire map, but really where it counts on the home stretch to the end of this half, they're finally getting a bit of success.
And it's not just the individuals starting to wake up, like players like Gay, Sursen, and Keto, but it's just how they are 2 or 3 steps ahead of forZe. Like, they were not expecting 3 players lying in wait there. And by the way, they didn't even see all 3 players. They only saw Sursen. And if they had continued to push on ahead, they would have been slaughtered. Yet another run boost. Oh, the run boost is so consistently good. Something which even the best teams in the world sometimes struggle with. Sursen. Oh, that looked like it was on his head, but he will stay alive. Whittle down to 50 HP. Probably holding a little bit more of a safer angle now, as Kenzie is going to be going on a bit of a recon mission towards apartment. Sursen, though. This is a dangerous game, Vince. A missed shot. 50 HP, just a couple of bullets to the torso, to the groin, and he's done for. Keto and Tizian gonna be tested now.
Flash through, Tizian playing counter, flash, it's a 1-for-1, 2-for-2 trade now. There's Keto, springs in twice. Thiessen, who was on the balcony, 1 frag, can back that incendiary out, forces Norvi to push him, and Norvi obliged. It's such an awkward, scrappy fight, but Norvi comes out ahead. The downside is, though, that Zorti, his teammates, are already fallen to the wayside, and Tabson will put a bullet in the brain of Norvi, meaning that Big will lead whatever happens come the second half. And this last round of the half, not a great buy for forZe again.
This has been a comeback and a half. 7 in a row for Big, Vince. 7 in a row. Bear in mind, this was 6-1 for forZe at one point, and they have come to a standstill. Just an absolutely incredible comeback from the side of Big. Great rotations, great utility usage. Everyone playing the role to perfection. I gotta give a shout out to Sursen as well. He has been incredible, considering how slow a start they had to the game, to the map. He's 15-7 right now. Taps needs to be careful here. He's gonna be caught off guard, but a flashbang helps him out. Not able to find a single kill, but Gate is able to find one. And rotation needs to come in, but Gate, he's doing it all by his lonesome. 3 kills for him, 4 for Gate. 1 remains. It's all in Kenzie, but Vince, he's on the wrong side of the map. Nothing is working out for forZe.
Hey guys, I've got balcony. Oh, you're all dead.
Oh boy, what a hold.
Oh, it was phenomenal. I think honestly, although Tabson, it looked a little bit kind of curious, his target selection there was actually amazing. He ignored the first player because he knew that Gade had that cover to focus on the second. Do you know how hard that is to do in the heat of battle? Like, that's insane from Tabson. I know it seems like a really strange thing to pick up, but I think it actually alleviates a lot of the pressure off Gade. Oh
yeah, 100%. Like the fact that just a pure faith in not just a teammate, but a setup you had. Just brilliant stuff. And there's no way kenzie cracks this. I love this kid. He's been incredible yesterday, but no way he cracks a defense as big. They get to a three-round lead as we head to the second half. But before that, we go to a break.
It has definitely been a unique year, one where everyone has been forced to adapt to the new rules and conditions of the game. And one of the most successful teams to make the transformation to the online era is definitely Big.
Mind of Sicko.
Winning a tournament, it always is, like, especially the first tournament, is always a really good sign that to show what we are capable of, even with like less practice time.
Coming into 2020, Big made some major changes to their roster, right before the year's first tournament, DreamHack Open Leipzig. CSGO and Keto came into the lineup from regional rival Sprout, while former player GodB took on the role as the head of the organisation's CSGO division. Together with coach Toby and experienced captain Tabson, the roster was ready to attack the higher ranks.
To be honest, we didn't expect so much. Like, we knew that we were crazy hyped about seeing all the German crowds playing in front of the German tournament with the new roster now.
Big entered the tournament in Leipzig as the lowest ranked team.
Victory, so they do force the issue. Zanteres charging up into the tunnel.
I really do remember the audience. It was a nice experience. It was like everyone was like just hyping each other. It was like gloating, and it was like really fun to see.
By winning Leipzig, they qualified directly for DreamHack Masters Spring.
And he gets dropped immediately. Tizian shutting down Nexter, looking to follow up, and it's all onto Kenny. He takes down the first, but that is it. Big, they take the series.
The winning streak continued at CS Summit, and directly after the player break, they snatched first place at DreamHack Open Summer EU.
From what will be the 3 times DreamHack champion this year, and it is going to be...
In just 6 months, Big had climbed the ranking to #1 in the world. DreamHack Open Leipzig 2020 started the beginning of an era.
And all these tournaments at DreamHack, we managed to either play really good or win it. I really like the tournament, and I have a really good feeling about this one as well.
It's electricity, things we discovered underneath last night's covers. Everything came so easy. It's electricity. Electricity. Whoa. It's electricity. Electricity. It's electricity. When it's late at night.
From a 6-1 lead on the side of forZe, they hit the roadblock that was CSGO, and that was 8 rounds in a row to finish the first half, and that will see Big now 9-6 in the lead as they move across to their T side. They have, however, left the bomb at spawn, so it's up to Keto to go pick that one up.
Yeah, Keto, get the bomb. As Thurston's going to lead the charge. It's going to be an early execute coming on in. It looks like it's going to be a wraparound. No? Oh, it's going to burst into the smoke, are they? Flashbang to pop out. 3 blocks. They spot kenzie and Zorte. kenzie unable to find a single kill, Vince. It was imperative that at the very least he finds one or at least stays alive. But Big, they knew exactly what they wanted to do. An efficient, clinical German engineering on that particular take. And yeah, round's done. Round is done. Jerry, Nori, Shalfie, they have to save.
Yeah, keep this Kevlar, keep the couple of pistols, pardon me, the couple of bits of utility in their pocket. And 100% agree. Like, that's a 50-50 that you need to bare minimum get a 1-for-1 trade. It gives your team a real chance. And also would have alleviated some of the pressure from the second player that could have maybe put the bullets down range to pick up a second. So, kind of a catalog of errors. Catastrophe falls upon forZe, and they won't be picking up both pistols. Pearson, in the meanwhile, though, he wants to go looking. And he will be punished for that over-aggression. Understandable, he's probably just got confidence oozing through him at this stage. The question I'm interested in is Tizian goes down with the ship, just to make sure there's no ninja shenanigans, is does CSN pick up a scout on his T side? That's a no.
That's the no. Yeah, but it goes to the Mag 10, fair enough. He's got to farm that cash, Vince. He wants to get that cash, get that money, and get the Arctic Warfare Magnum out at the earliest opportunity. 6-1 the scoreline. For those of you who probably, you know, took a break at that particular scoreline, probably thinking you'll be back for map number 2 where forZe have the lead, but Big have won 9 in a row now. It has been truly something to witness. The individuals, the entire team coming together, the utility usage especially has been spectacular, and even on the T side they've been doing some great work with some of the smokes. Go back to the pistol round, the smoke for Niramoto from outside library popping the way through, and it looks like it's going to be a bit of a ruse here towards the A side. Resort is lying in wait with the scout nades getting lobbed in, not quite able to find one though, and slowly they peel back. Now for the side of forZe, they still have 2 towards B. It's going to come down to Norway and Jerry to make something work.
Jerry going for those shoulder peaks. As soon as he sees anything, he's going to throw that smoke down, try and lock the area away and stall as long as possible. Third player also making a rotation in. That's going to be Shalfie. So he spots the players, smoke down, HE behind it, damage inflicted, boost up from Shalfie, and Novi is working so very well. And Novi decides to actually change his tune, moving to the oranges instead. Does get found out by Gade. And that could very well yield a bomb plant. Shalfie had the right idea, just slightly off on the deagle shots. And now a post plant comes into fruition. Gade understands that Banana could very well be a contest that he needs to win, but he comes out second best. Pearson trying to ebb and dance through the smoke as they push him. There's one, and a second frag goes his way. 14 bullets left in the magazine, just needs to connect one of them to the head of Kenzie, and this round will be over, but Kenzie's deagle will yield the final frag, and he should have enough time for the defuse on top of it. forZe get both pistols. Oh, pardon me, not both pistols. They get the forced buy wars going in their way, and they get a good start to both halves.
Now it's about converting it. What a round. Shelfie, by the way, gets Keto, and this just random spam through the smoke, reasonable. But Kenzie, oh, the first shot was so well played, and he read it to perfection as well. He knew the peak was going to be coming in. He knew it was a 2 versus 3, and Big would at least try and poke towards Banana to at least gather some information, and he punishes them. Forced by wars will continue, ladies and gentlemen, as Big have gone for one of their own. And Searson on the T side with a scout. There you go, Vince. There you go.
A bit later than anticipated, and not really the situation he wants to be picking this up in after a heartbreaking loss in the round prior. But we know this guy, whether it's AWP, whether it's Scout, he'll hit those headshots, no problems. Tabson, using that smoke to his advantage, can funnel his way down onto Boiler side. And forZe decide to go in for a stack over on the A side of the map here, sending Jerry across, leaving Novi alone. Once again, there's that B-side anchor. He's very good in these positions. We saw this yesterday on Mirage. Very trustworthy, but he goes for a jump peek and gets tagged in midair from Searson. And because he's so low, it forces that secondary unit to come back. Jerry has to join him on B, and that makes A a little bit more vulnerable.
Still a surprise in Norway. Asset for mass, but looking at the position, it kind of makes sense. Jerry is a healthier one. He's going to be playing up close with the MP9, so he can tank a couple more bullets. All the way towards B, though. This could all be a ruse. Keto and Searson. Oh, that's a great flash. That is a brilliant flashbang. Shelfie just so very blind, and Tizian getting the killer to wrap around towards B, Vince, and this is problematic considering how low Norway is. He's going to try and flash up for Jerry to find some information, but they're not showing anything. Then making it no secret where they're going to be coming in from, but they need to make haste, because look at the flank coming in the form of Kenzie.
The time is so low, and now Kenzie can try and divide and conquer, but Keto and Gade string together a couple of kills. 8 seconds to go, and Northie just needs to deny this bomb plant. It's going to be over. 2 frags come in, but post plant also alongside it, down to a 1-on-1. It's the Dane against the Russian, and Zorti with a superior HP and weapon The Gade can play position. Post plant into effect. Zorti's just going to stick this one. Pros don't fake Gade. Pros don't fake, and neither does Zorti as he sticks it in and robs it away from Big. Gade will have the last life with the frag, but forZe steal away that round.
What a round. What was that round? Oh, my Lord. Norway, man. Vince, he was so low. He was so low. He gets 2 kills. And then in the end, oh, just balls of steel from Zorti to just stick it right in the face of Gade. And Gade's not going to be a happy camper after that. But we'll have enough money to still go for a buy. They know they took away 4 guns from forZe, so they know the money's still not exactly in a great place either. It's all about timing. Again, the scout getting the tag. Wide swing taps and looks the wrong way, and they're walking straight into the crossfire, Vince. It's a meat blender. Keto able at least find one, and with the scout is looking to do more. But Gade needs to help his teammate out. Gade coming straight out from Boiler, but he will fall, and it's all on Keto. And he's getting the tags. He's not getting the kills, though. And there you have it. Kenzie will put him 6 feet under forZe. Look at the health of Zorti and Shalfie. They were so very low, but close, but no cigar for Big. And forZe now 1 round away from tying things up. It looked like Big were going to run away with it, in all honesty. 9 rounds on a trot, but forZe have finally stopped the momentum from Big. And now it's a great opportunity for them to tie things up. The money's gone for Big. We're going to be seeing a couple of pistols, maybe a couple of nades coming out, but that's about it.
Oh yeah, this seesaw of Counter-Strike continues to go up and down, the ebbs and the flows. It was forZe that looked like they'd just run away with this, and then Big came back, and now it's forZe's turn in the ascendancy. Just against pistols, as Blair highlighted, it's Deagles. And one of them has rung out and rung the bell of Zorti. Kenzie, in the meanwhile, going in for that peek down second mid. This is dangerous. This is very dangerous. He needs to get 2 kills, and he does just that. That's the bomb spill down. I was a bit worried for him. If he went down without much of a fight, that would have been a rifle trading hands, and they could have maybe engulfed and swarmed over through middle. But as it stands, it's 10 to 10. But Big will have another buy coming up.
Buy versus buy. This map. Even Stevens, for the time being, Zorti with the AWP now going up against Sirsen, who's going to be the attacking side. Individually speaking, I feel like everyone's chipped in, Vince. You look at the youngsters on the side of forZe, some of the hero rounds coming out from Norway and Shalfie. Zorti has been incredible. The captain, Jerry, as well, leading by example. But Jerry, well, I take his name, and he appears with a kill of his own. Zorti, however, will lose a duel against Sirsen. I'm not too sure why we're still holding that particular angle, considering that Jerry had just got a kill towards Banana, could have played a little bit more safer. But with that kill, they know there's only going to be 1 or 2 defenders on that side. Kenzie needs to be careful. He's been spotted, and I'm still surprised the player towards Palace hasn't pushed on out yet. But there we go. Gade will strike 1 and 2, and is probably looking for more.
Oh, Gade is just feeling it right now. He is the entry component the Big so desperately require. A guy that's been around the scene for a long time at this stage. And he thought that maybe he would just kind of fade away. But he had other plans, and you're seeing why Big wanted to pick this guy up. Huge impact. Basically turning this round on its head. And if we look at the HP bars before that 4v4 became a 4v2, honestly, it looked as though forZe were going to just steamroll into this round and make it theirs until Gade posted up those 2 huge entries.
And it's just 1 frag short of tying things up at Sirsen. Top of the server right now. Dane and a German. And a big round for Big to win. No pun intended, of course. For forZe, though, it's a bit of a grimy situation for a couple of the players, but looking at the bank on the surviving ones, you can easily drop a weapon. Patience from Sirsen, they're just waiting, daring Zorti to peek, and a great opening there from Palace from Gade. A great decision by Big, mind you. The moment they got a kill on the Zorti top of mid, they immediately pivoted because they knew there was going to be a little bit of rotation taking place towards B at that very moment, because Jerry got the kill on, I forgot who it was, but he got that opening pick, right? So they're like, there's going to be something happening towards CD spawn, there are going to be rotations taking place, and the moment they get the kill on towards Zorti, they knew that A bomb site was probably not that well defended. So a great call from Tapson to go for that particular play, and it works out. Ooh, that's painful. Right in the forehead of Keto, but he will not be phased. He will continue to press on ahead.
HP bar dissolved by the high ordnance of the HE. But undeterred, he decides to stay there for the time being, especially as the bomb is now transitioning from middle, keeping their options available. Still plenty of time. Just over a minute left on the clock, and mid control has been established. Real estate bought. And Big looking to evict the CT side of forZe. Shalvi, though, has other plans. Smoke down onto middle allows him to keep in position on arches. There was a smoke on the bracket side, so flirting with the idea of going for a wraparound onto B. There's a big component of why Jerry and Norvi have stuck so deep into the site. Smoke comes down additionally a little bit early. There will be a window of opportunity once that smoke clears. And now Tapson decides, nope, we want to go for this wraparound. We flirted with this for too long. We're now going to enforce and impose our will.
There's a lot of sound being made though, Vince, and I'm sure this has been conveyed to the CTs over at B. Jerry, the veteran, the IGL, alongside his young prodigy, Norway, gonna have to shut this one down. They haven't rotated yet. Jerry needs to get the first kill. Yes, he will indeed. Tizian with the trade. No! Gade finally finds him, and now Norway. They don't check, they don't know, but he's gonna spam blindly through the smoke, and he finds him. There's no time. He's won the round single-handedly, and once more, Big are gonna be left reeling and so very annoyed. The kills do take place, but doesn't matter. forZe, they win the round, and Big, one mistake of not checking the back of sight, and that costs them a very crucial round.
Very true, but I think, honestly, that's Jerry. Jerry wins that round. The reason they don't check the back of the site is they only had 9 seconds, and it's because they got stalled by Jerry spraying down 2 players. He had such a vital role to play in that round. Vision control. Tizian throws the most flashes at DreamHack Open 47 and has the 2nd best success rate. So a true support player there for Big. And I think they'll be relying on him a few more times come the end of this map to get them across the finish line.
It's a bit of a brawl, isn't it? It's just back and forth, this game. If you forget the initial streak of rounds we saw from forZe and then the following streak from Big, the past 4 or 5 rounds have just been back and forth, almost like a boxing match. Coming down to the clutch plays from the individuals. And more surprisingly for me, it's the fact that the youngsters on the side of forZe have been so clutch, something you don't expect from someone new to high levels of Counter-Strike. There's once more the the 2 ops in play on the opposing teams. Keto with the Mag-10. Probably going to be leading this charge. Nice flashbang, though. Jerry needs to be careful here, but Norway is more than ready to save his captain. Tapson, trying to be aggressive, will fall. That's a rifle taken out, and Keto not able to retrieve it.
Trading weapons right now, allowing Keto the opportunity to boost over with that AK, see if he can rip a head off. forZe's economy has been on the brink of collapse for quite some time now, but now Big are feeling that economic downturn and how much it will sting. Although they have time if they want to go back to A, they've pretty much fully committed to this because of a lack of mid control. For all they know, they're being flanked. Hence, the green light has been rung out. Tizian sprays down onto Jerry with a pre-fire, anticipating this boost would come into play. And Norvi, who's normally at the back of the site, has foregone that position to go into ruins instead. So this will be bare minimum a post plant, and the fact there's only a flash and a smoke left means that Norvi needs to have impact from the garden. If he can get a kill or 2, this is their way back in, but CSN is closing the door on the oncoming Russians, and Tizian will follow suit. forZe's economy does not justify throwing these weapons away. Big gets success again, but that was so close.
It is kind of ridiculous how they're able to just crack open the site. Losing Tapson early on, getting 3 kills after that. Good composure from the Germans and the Dane. I won't lie though, when they said they're going to pick up Gate, I was like, wait, this is Danish. Are they going to go back to speaking English again? Because that didn't really pan out when they had Smuya early on. Although they had a great run initially, but I read an interesting fact as well. Like, if you look at the, if you're talking about teams who win championships, and I've been reading about this, I think there is quite a big element of truth in it. Is how teams which are not international, in fact, communicate in their own, like, you know, regional language or mother tongue or whatever, they seem to just find more success. They seem to have that little bit of an extra edge when it comes to being a championship caliber team.
That makes sense in the sort of flurry, the chaos of rounds. Being able to be all on the same page is definitely an advantage. As Shalvey goes in towards Tizian, but Tizian comes out ahead. That looked as though Shalvey would have that one locked down. The only fortunate aspect of it, though, Kenzie nearly gets picked off from Tabson, who was pushing through on the short side, is that Kenzie was able to retreat into pit. And with Zorti playing the bait on the site, every little bit of damage that Kenzie does will help at this stage. It funnels utility away. It takes away the focus onto the site. No one checks the mini pit to their detriment. Will they expect 2 more players here, though? The Deagle and MP9 are capable of ripping this round away, but Zorti's missed a couple of shots. Finally connects onto Keto before he goes down to Gade. And Novi's MP9 feels like it may be out of its depth here, Blair. It's hard to see how he gets this round.
Especially the range that Gate's playing at. And Gate, yeah, just tucked in. Oh, AK-47 picked up. Now there's a chance for Norway. He's got time. No kit, though, and down to 41 HP. He knows exactly where Gate is, with Susan holding an angle. The thing is, Gate doesn't have to move. Norway's got to come up to him, and the moment he tries to cross on over, Susan, he doesn't miss those shots. Now it's just a waiting game. And Gate, he is patient. Full faith in his teammate to convey the information. If he does cross on over, and Norway is going to go for the right move here. He's going to fall back, save the AK-47. And big, they win round number 13. Slowly but surely, the German org, they are pulling ahead, rather. And again, this is forZe's map pick. This is a map I guess, even though we thought it was going to be a 2-0, there was still a little voice in my head is that forZe can probably pull off the win here in Inferno, because it's not a map that Big are necessarily very good on. But I think heading into Dust 2, I'm not a big fan of teams who pick Dust 2, or for that matter, Mirage in a best of 3 series, because I feel like it can be very fickle of a map, and it can easily spiral out of control. But there were 2 teams who seemed to somehow make it work. Big on Dust 2 and Complexity on Mirage. So heading into Dust 2, I'll be real. I really don't fancy forZe's chances.
Oh, and especially not with CSGO posting up these numbers and just looking this formidable. It's an AWPer's paradise. It's one that CSGO is notoriously very strong on. And he's been performing here on Inferno additionally. Of course, forZe still have a chance, although it is closing by the round, of maybe taking us into Dust 2 at a 1-0 lead in their favor. But if they were to do that, not only would they have to win with an AK and a P250 in this round, they'd have to be pretty much flawless from here on out. Big will be feeling confident. 3-player stack, though, should be highlighted at the back of B, including the aforementioned AK-47. So this is a way forward. forZe have traded their other 2 players from A towards the B site. This is about to be a push into a stack. Yes, most of the players have USPs, but it's all what can Norvi do. Additionally, he's in shadow. He's basically being baited by his teammates at this stage for the cross. They're walking in, they're getting information, but it sells a false narrative. Here comes Norvi. 1 headshot springs into action, nearly sprays in for 2, but he's weakened a couple of players. Tabson is doing his best to bodyguard the bomb carrier, but he will go down where he stands alongside his teammate. Gade is going to try and remedy the situation. There's only 15 seconds left. They can't afford to retreat back in, but Gade through the smoke punctures the head of Kenzie. 10 seconds to play. Tizian sprays in, and Big can breathe a sigh of relief because that nearly went so wrong.
I was holding my breath that entire final 30 seconds, Vince. Oh my God. I like how they went in, and because they didn't spot anyone initially, they're like, oh, this must be empty. There must be no one there, right? The Norway strikes in the shadows. And again, Big, I mean, these are a few spots you need to check. They've lost a couple of rounds already just because they weren't being so methodical. That got very, very close. As yet another fun fact from Elliot. The Great Dane. Gade has 4 1vx's with 2 1v2s in pistol rounds of the same map. Not bad. Not bad, Gade.
Pretty impressive. As has been this comeback, in all honesty. And, you know, Blair, we were even saying it at the start of this half as well. forZe made a second wind. They started to actually pick this one back up. They tied us back even again. And Big looked like they were about to crumble. It's been this strange yo-yo of CS, trying to find the fulcrum point between these two teams. And it seems like Big have found that winning remedy. As CSN flicks into Norvi, and he has been a huge, integral part of this big lead so far.
The opening pick, the massive one, especially against Norway, but a good little angle being held by kenzie to find Gade. And Gade has been so instrumental for his team. Keto walking on up. Is he going to be... She's going to check Jerry. No, he's not. Jerry able to get the kill, but right now he's alone and taps and just runs around the corner. And now they know both the B defenders have been taken down. And even though they're getting corralled into the B bomb site, Thurston is going to find Zorte. I don't even know how we saw him on top of the smoke, but he finds him. Tapson's pushed in deep unless kenzie gets this kill, which he will. Tucked in underneath of the crosshair and a double for him. And it's all on Thurston once more. The 1v2 with the AWP, but the bomb at least is still ticking away.
One player on the server, he won this position. It's him, but he gets blindsided by kenzie.
What a round.
Phenomenal. 4 kills. I've got to say, though, to bring it down just a tiny bit, Tabson's got to do better there from the ruins. If you remember, just a few rounds ago, Jerry got 2 frags that basically won his team around. This is it here. He had the AK, he had the advantage, he had the positional advantage as well, knowing that they would be pushing from CT side, and he still lost that fight, Blair. And for me, that was the moment. That put all the pressure on CSN. He was encircled with the AWP. Tabson's got to get at least 1 kill from that spot.
And even the sheer nerves in kenzie not to run up. He just slowly, calmly walked up all the way towards the coffins, knowing his teammate had his back. And yeah, Thurston, timing doesn't quite pan out. Double nades coming. Oh, Jerry, 4 HP. Zorte down to 20. The amount of utility damage. I know it's a cliche at this point, but Big, they continue to impress with how good they are with the nades and flashes and Molotovs. I do want to take a look at the utility damage between, with Big versus forZe. Maybe Ella can bring it up later on at near the end of this game, or maybe for the next map. That would be something I would really be looking forward to. That's Big. While string top mid. Just the 2 defenders. It's kenzie, the hero of the previous round. 4K for him to steal the round away from Big just a minute ago. And it's got Zorte as well. Now Zorte is very low, but with AWP, you can still play at range. You can still land a shot, but kenzie has a lot of work to do.
Still some time left as well. They could pull the plug. They're deciding not to, though. Smoking off the bracket. Zorte's going to be stuck on the wrong side of that. He has to come back out into the open, but this leaves him susceptible to being flashbanged out. There's only 1 flash remaining, but it detonates in his face. But the bomb's been dropped down. kenzie continues to be a real pain in the backside of Big, but he's now been dealt with. Norvi, quick flank through on short side, is joined by teammates flashing their way over. Molly tossed in. Norvi bypassing the first player. Lands a headshot onto tizzy, but that's not going to be good enough. Burning Gade alive. And Shalvi, last man standing, but he far outweighs his 2 opponents in terms of HP. But they both have rifles, AK and Galil. Shalvi, unconfirmed damage, is trying to play a pixel to take the heads off of these 2 remaining stragglers. Tizzy on 9 HP, trying to play the time as well. And Shalvi does not have a kit. There is one on the site, but all this time is being wasted. Even if Shalvi picks up this frag, I don't think there's enough time now. They've done enough. Big take a 15th round.
Tizian played that one to perfection. He knew how low he was. I love the fact that his teammate baited for him. He gets taken down, and he's not expecting Tizian to be behind that box. Just tucked in, looking straight down into the ground, just buying time. In the end, sure, he gets the kill, but it is going to be Big getting to map point. Oh, this game is just resting on a razor's edge, but look at the money for forZe. They have to call for the tactical timer to decide what sort of buy they want to do. There's no saving now. They have to go for the buy. Now, Shelby, $50 more, going to drop an M4 for his teammate. Instead, it has to be a FAMAS. kenzie with the scout. I'm expecting, I don't know what they're going to be going with here. The masters all around, maybe an MP9. There we go. An MP9 being purchased, and the captain, Jerry, taking one for the team. He's going to be the one wielding the SMG. A decent bunch of utility. One solitary kit in the hands of Shelfie. That's it. It's do or die time. They need 3 in a row.
2 scouts as well for the round 28. What could be the last round of the map. Kenzie's got one, and of course, you know who else has got the second scout. Is speaking of that scout, is connected onto Shalvi, drops down to 29 HP, but Kenzie puts his to use. Takes the head clean off of Tizian, and Kito's picking up the pace. He's not slowing down, he's rushing straight into the site where Jerry's waiting with that MP9, and although a flash comes in, it's too little too late. Jerry's going to be called upon again to go above and beyond. Secondary flash connects, but hits the T's just as much as it does Jerry, and he can hold his resolve as he goes in for more. forZe hero plays are keeping them in this map just about, as Jerry goes in for a third.
And that's why you give the MP9 to Jerry, being so very mobile. And also the flashbangs getting lobbed in by his teammates. Sure, it blinds him, but it blinds everyone else pushing in from the big side. And despite it being such a weird, such a rough buy for the side of forZe, they make it work. Also, what a shot by Kenzie with the scout. Wall bang, using the mobility afforded by the scout. And they have now smashed, and I mean smashed, the money of Big. $1,400 loss bonus. That is as brutal as it can get. And even if you go to round number 30, the buy is still going to be garbage for the German-Danish mix.
Only one flash as well. Hoping to get the perfect flashbang into a push. Jerry's throwing the molly. This is going to do so much damage. There's no smoke to extinguish this one. A massacre takes shape. And it's a German-Danish barbecue. On the B side, we go the full distance for the full 30. And as you just touched on, Blair, even though they pulled the plug and didn't buy in the last round, it's still a trash buy, all things considered.
Oh, yeah. That's not looking good at all for Big. And for forZe, yeah, they have extra guns, pistols and whatnot lying around. Double up setup as well. Jerry and Zorte. M4s and AKs, and it's Searson with the scout. Great nades being lobbed in, dealing quite a bit of damage. And Tapson and Keto, 2 SMG wielders. Jerry, he's gonna hold the angle, misses the shot though. They have an M4 lying around as well. That's how rich they are, and they're running it through the flames. Thankfully, they're able to extinguish it before it offers any third-degree burns. And as a group, they will start to slowly make the way towards the A site, where, if you look at where Zorte is holding, he's got an angle towards mid. So they're not turtled up on the site, but with the smoke getting deployed, that's his vision getting lost, forcing him back to a more passive position, maybe towards library, maybe towards Moto. And here comes the waterfall. And once more, Shalfie and Kenzie have to answer.
Kenzie's been phenomenal so far, though. From this position, he's been playing pit so well. Shalfie, right idea, just a bit too premature, taking down both frags. That's the bomb as well. It's looking like we're headed to OT. It's looking very good for OT. As Searson's the last player alive. It will be overtime. We're going to cut to a quick break, and when you rejoin us, we'll find out who picks up map 1.
In 2017, North was created out of the ex-Dignitas lineup with backing from Danish football team FC Copenhagen. North started to make their name as a team with an aggressive style, able to take down more structured enemies in higher ranks, but at the same time struggle against what, on paper, should be an easier opponent.
I think we play just better CS when we're kind of the underdog. I don't like the approach, but that's just how it is for some reason.
But in DreamHack Open, the team has shown confidence, and to this day, North is the team with the most DreamHack Open trophies in their possession. 4 of them, to be exact. Rifler AZ has been part of the team since the early days. From him, we got an extraordinary round on Mirage versus Heroic in Valencia 2017.
And now, oh, AC doubles up, triples up, what is that? That's criminal!
Yeah, so this is probably one of the best highlights in my career, I think. I think the first kill was actually probably the most impressive, because he was like in the air jumping and not really looking towards me, so his hitbox is harder to hit.
The age-old saying, easy for AZ.
Earlier this year, in-game leader MSL, who was part of creating the team back in 2017, rejoined the roster right before their tournament in Leipzig.
MSL has always been part of the team I've been playing with for pretty much most of my career. He always had a really good mentality and work ethic. It helped everyone else in the team to work harder, and that's also why we brought him back, because we thought we were in need of him.
So far in 2020 and in the online era, we're missing the big results. With the changes made, they now work on getting back to the higher ranks.
We are on the right track, I think, so just enjoying the moment right now and just working hard. Of course, it would be really nice to lift another open tournament.
Overtime beckons between Big and forZe, a back and forth encounter from the very first round all the way through. Big may feel like they should have won this, but forZe have consistently been breathing down their necks. T-start for Big as well in this OT, and they started quite strong, but ended a little bit weak for me, Blair.
Yeah, a small little couple of mistakes being made. The one round where they didn't check the back side, ran out of time, like... If you ask me, I feel like forZe have won the more unlikely rounds. And if you go back and revisit this game, it should have been like 16-12 or something big, but small little mistakes being made by them and getting very well punished again. I don't want to take anything away from forZe. They have battled tooth and nail. Especially kenzie has been amazing thus far. 28 kills for the man in regulation. It's going to be definitely looking for more. Big making a lot of noise, heading towards his A side. They're going to be wrapping around from long, and Vince, there are only two defenders lying in wait.
Only two, but kenzie is one of those who kind of feels like he's 5 men alone. The way he's played Pit, the way he's played this A side of the map has just been sensational. Really, truly a joy to watch. It's where there's Zorti, I feel like, can maybe pincer in for a kill or two. Good counter utility tossed in as well, though, but they're starting to cordon off the areas, and now they'll be punching it in. kenzie with one. Zorti has alleviated the pressure away from his teammates. Shelby takes down over arches, and it just falls into place. It was looking dire for forZe, but they still come out and somehow win it.
They took too long. Big just took too very long, and they were kind of, I guess, I'm not sure why. Like, they didn't have any presence towards Banana. They weren't trying to, like, keep the B defenders over there. They had everyone gathered up here. The smokes had bloomed, and they just assumed that forZe would not rotate. I'm not sure what they were thinking there. But yeah, by the time they made their play, they had 4 members already lying in wait. Again, great hole coming in. Shelby especially. Nice double kill there. Jerry. Oh, he's burning as Shelby and Zorti. Look at the aggression. I love it. The push down mid and Tapson into his... Tapson, though, quick double kill. Out of nowhere, a 2v5 down to a 2v3. He won't be expecting the third player. kenzie needs to get the kill, but somehow Tapson survives. And nade's going to be lobbed in as well. But Tapson in 28 HP and Gabe is pushed in. He should get this kill, but kenzie is so very aware. And it's all on Tapson. He's got to get the ace and the clutch to pull this one back. And I got to say... not really a believer.
To wind back the years, the Tapson from 2 or 3 years ago, I would fully believe in him. But 28 HP in this predicament, I've got to agree, Blatt. This would have to be one of the plays of the entire tournament so far. kenzie additionally can sense that blood in the water. His predatory instincts kick in. And he is on the fast flank round the back. And it's apt that kenzie will finish this one off. 31 frags, smile on his face, as there should be. He's playing some great Counter-Strike right now.
17 to 15, the pace switch up from the side of forZe in OT as well. Very impressive stuff. One more round and they're gonna guarantee themselves a flawless first half here in the first overtime, considering they were trailing by 3 rounds and it was big on 3 map points. The fact that they've strung 5 in a row together here is so very impressive from the young squad. Again, for those of you tuning in, you know, this is a different looking forZe. No longer are Flit and Almazer a part of this lineup. They have the 2 new younglings in the form of Norway and Chalfie. And boy, oh boy, have they impressed. Keto getting flashed in, but Jerry, blinded or not, he's gonna dab and get the kill. Keto will fall, and they're 4 kills away from making this one a flawless first half of OT. Chalfie now gonna be challenged. Is he up to the task? No, he's not. Tizian finds him, and now it's a 4v4.
Tizian was able to wrap around quickly, and there's 2 components over on the B side, but they were actually pushed down on Banana. Will take them a while even to rotate back up to the B side of the map. Jerry's still up close. Now they're very cognizant of a wraparound play being very possible. So Norvi is staying on the site and watching the CT side. He has Jerry's back covered. This does mean, though, that if Big decide and elect to go onto the A side of the map, Zorti is going to have to go above and beyond the line of duty, and he will answer that call. First frag down onto Tabs and can turn his attention onto the library side. He sees that grenade come out, knows a player in there, but Searson dancing around the side of Boiler. Burns forZe onto A, brands them, and brandishes a golden opportunity to make sure this isn't a clean sweep. But Jerry and Norvi still in the fight. Tizian from Graveyard gets flashed, barely affects him, and there's the spray. Big will not allow the clean sweep to come into fruition, but they still trail by a round as they move across to CT.
The question here is, which Big are we going to be seeing? Are we going to be seeing the Big we saw at the beginning of the game because they were getting battered by forZe? Or are we going to be seeing Big who just completely locked it down? I do believe it was, what, 8 rounds in a row on the CD side at the end. So, yeah, it depends on which one we're going to be seeing. But Searson, he was the main line of defense for the Big side with the AWP, and look at Zorte being very aggressive, and Searson will fall. Zorte looking for the second, and they're fighting fire with fire, and Zorte blinded still finds Tapson, and that's 2 bodies littering the entrance of Banana, and they continue to push on ahead. Gate now, the sole defender, and they're gonna keep harassing him. He's still holding the line though, dodging the nades, backup arriving, but that means only 1 defender towards A. If they want to head towards A, it's only Gate there to defend, and it's only Keto there to defend, and Gade taking matters into his own hands. He's not going to check the corner, is he? He won't, and that's going to be Jerry finding the 3rd for his team, and Big are falling apart.
It's just being devastated and crushed. Zorti getting 2 kills. Second one fully flashed, and Tizian now lives by that mantra himself. Zorti, the daredevil of forZe, just slapping everyone with his baton. And now Keto, as you touched on before, the lone A defender, may not even live to tell the tale depending on how this duel comes down. And Chalfie will be in for the peak, tagged down heavily. Keto's going to charge him. Once that AK-47 will take down the frag. But of course, we're in OT. There's no reason not to charge Keto into the grave. And forZe now have 2 map points.
Taken forever. It feels like it's taken forever for forZe to be in this position, but as you said, Vince, 2 map points. And I don't know how they've had the composure, the tenacity to bring this one back, because honestly, once Big started getting rolling, it looked like they were just gonna run away with this map. Their opponent's map pick, but looks like not quite done yet. forZe. 2 rounds very much within the realms of possibility. Slowly gather up towards the top of mid. Big doing a pretty decent job keeping them at bay. And Nade, again, dealing quite a bit of damage onto Zorte as they were setting up for the utility. I do wonder if Tapson's going to be aggressive here. I like what the CDs are doing towards Banana, but they're not really aggressing with it. And Keto is getting forced. He needs to be careful. Doesn't want to get caught out with his nade in his hands. And indeed he will. He gets a dink onto Kenzie, but not quite a kill. And that's the bomb pushing into a CT Gade. He can drop them both. They might not be expecting this in Gade. He's getting hunted down. Doesn't know how many players there are. There's one. He should know where Kenzie is. He gets a second kill. That's the bomb down. That's a massive mistake being made by forZe. And if I'm big, there's no need to push the matter. There's no need to aggress further, but they will. And look at Tizian's position. His push into apartments. So Jerry finds Thurston, but they still need to retrieve the C4.
Such a mess, a scrappy round here. Although Gade is low, he has a great angle with the AK-47. That Molotov won't be fully spreading towards him. It actually cordons off the arch push. It actually does more harm than good towards the T's. Now Zorti has to come around the corner and fling in. 2 players and 2 separate avenues of aggression. And Gade goes in and removes the head. Jerry's stuck in library. He's made noise. They know he's here, but they're not sure about Norvi. They're not sure about this flanking component. And now Norvi's shown his hand. 18 seconds to play with. They need to pick up the bomb and make a decision. forZe, have they left themselves enough time? This is going to be cutting it so very close, but Norvi is still fragging out, and he claims the round and the map for forZe.
I don't know how they won that.